The air was thick with heat and dust as Layla Hassan walked through the grand halls of the Cairo Museum. At just 28, she had already made a name for herself in the world of archaeology, sharp, driven, and deeply fascinated with ancient Egypt, especially the mysteries surrounding the Great Pyramids of Giza. While examining a set of unclassified artifacts brought in from a forgotten storage room beneath the museum, she found something unusual, a scroll sealed inside a blackened stone box. It was wrapped in silk, untouched by time. As she carefully unrolled it, Layla's heart skipped a beat. The parchment was written in symbols that resembled no known Egyptian script, but through her years of study, at the bottom of the scroll, there was a diagram. She recognized elements that hinted at pre-dynastic influences, a time that supposedly predated known pharaohs, a crude map of the Great Pyramid. But with one unsettling detail, beneath Khufu's tomb was another structure, one that didn't appear in any modern archaeological blueprint. And then, the line that changed everything: what you call Khufu's tomb is not a tomb. It is a gate, a doorway to the place where time no longer moves. Layla couldn't let it go. She spent weeks secretly researching the pyramid's sublevels and scanning ancient archives for any mention of this unknown chamber. She came across obscure references, whispers of a chamber of time, mentioned by mystics, dismissed by historians. Using the map from the scroll, she approached a few trusted colleagues and convinced them to join her in a private excavation. The Egyptian authorities would never approve such a dig, but Layla had no time to wait for bureaucracy. She felt something was calling her. Late one night, under the guise of routine maintenance, Layla and her team of 4 descended into the narrow corridors of the Great Pyramid. After hours of navigating tight shafts and blocked passages, they found it. A sealed wall marked with ancient symbols, glowing faintly under the beam of her UV torch. The team broke through. What lay beyond was a tunnel lined with obsidian-like black stone, cool to the touch, humming ever so faintly, as if vibrating with invisible energy. At the end of the tunnel, they entered a massive underground hall, a perfectly preserved chamber that defied logic. The ceiling was covered in constellations, not of Earth, but stars that didn't match any known star maps. At the center stood a device unlike anything Layla had seen, circular, metallic, and dormant. Around it, stones were inscribed with a language now clearly non-human, flowing symbols that shimmered under the light. Layla noticed a shaft above them. Sunlight poured in, hitting a specific point on the device. As the beam aligned, the machine began to glow, hum, and then it spoke. "I am Jehuti, keeper of the last knowledge. The pyramids are not tombs, they are conduits, machines to connect your kind to the stars, to those who taught your ancestors the meaning of fire, stone, and soul." The room fell silent. Jehuti continued, revealing that the pyramids were built not by slaves, but by willing minds guided by beings from the sky. They were part of a global network, each pyramid tuned to cosmic frequencies, enabling communication with those from beyond. But centuries of war, greed, and ignorance severed that link. The machines went silent, the gate closed. "But the key remains," Jehuti whispered, "and you have found it." As the hologram faded, a compartment slid open beneath the device, revealing a small object, an iridescent crystal, perfectly cut and pulsing with light. Layla touched it and instantly saw visions of Earth thousands of years ago, of floating cities, of beings of light teaching ancient humans agriculture, language, mathematics. She saw the pyramid as it was millennia ago, alive, glowing, humming with energy. It was never meant for death. It was meant for transcendence. Snapping back to reality, Layla realized she was holding something not just ancient, but perhaps not of this earth. The team stood in awe, uncertain whether to take the object or leave it. But as the walls of the chamber began to shift, Layla knew. This was the reason she had been drawn here. Back in Cairo, Layla kept the discovery secret, for now. She stored the crystal in a secure lab beneath the museum, far from curious eyes. The holographic messages continued. Each night, the crystal emitted new images, symbols, even coordinates. Layla understood now. This was just the beginning. The pyramids were speaking again, and Layla Hassan was the only one truly listening. Epilogue: the gate remains. Historians still debate the purpose of the pyramids. Some call them tombs, some call them temples. But deep beneath the sand, far from the eyes of tourists and textbooks, one woman now knows the truth. They are keys, they are machines, and one of them has awakened.